I like horror. That should come as no surprise to anybody that has been watching this channel for any length of time. I like giallo. That's something that you probably may not have picked up on if you've watched this channel for some time. I don't think I've really covered giallo as much as I should. So when I was given a screener for a movie called Through the Devil's Eyes, which was a giallo film that was set in more of a suburban setting, I was intrigued. The movie's about a kid who goes to live in a halfway house with a bunch of other people that all have mental disorders of some kind, and they're all trying to go through a bit of rehabilitation and get reintroduced back into the world. Once this new kid gets introduced, some of the other people in the house start getting murdered, so of course everybody thinks that it's him. The rest of the film plays out with the guy trying to get on with his life while simultaneously trying to figure out who's murdering everyone. Conceptually, the movie was good. I thought that the story was well done. It's just that this was super duper low budget, and unfortunately you could really tell, and it hampered the movie a lot. I thought the acting, for the most part, was not particularly good, and a lot of the camera work, they were doing it handheld. There were some scenes where they could have very easily set the camera on a tripod and kind of tracked across the room. Like, there's one scene where the main character walks into his room. He walks in and lays down on his bed, and he kind of sits there for a few minutes. And the camera follows him into the room, but the camera is like, it's pointed up, it's pointed down, it's pointed over, he's slightly out of frame and pointing at his shoes, and it was all over the place. And then finally, when it stopped at like a resting point, he was like partially out of frame, and you could see the cabinet off to the side. It just it really kept taking me out of the movie. I did like that they're obviously fans of giallo films because they used very deep reds in the coloring for the fake blood in the movie. That was kind of one of the staples of mostly the Italian giallos, where it was just that rich, does not look like blood, but it looks like blood. I don't know how to explain it, but it works because the color is so vibrant. And in this, there's a couple of stabbings and throat slit, and just the blood was very colorful, and it added that extra layer to it. Unfortunately, with a lot of the old giallos, they were shot on film, and movies like Suspiria, the colors were so vibrant and so beautiful, and that was a large part of what made them pleasing. And this being shot, I'm assuming digitally, the colors were very muted. It was a lot of grays and browns, and then every now and then you had this splash of bright red, and it looked good, but it didn't compensate for everything else looking so murky. For a micro-budgeted horror film, it was a nice attempt, but it unfortunately couldn't overcome the lower-budgeted aspects of it. The bad camera work, the bad acting, the not-so-great editing of it just all factored in and made it not the easiest movie to sit through. I give them a lot of credit for having a unique story and trying to tell it in a non-traditional way, but still, for most people, they would probably shut this off after a couple of minutes. I wish them the best of luck. I do think there's some talent there. I hope they can do better in the future, but it's just not good.